My Hero Academia. This is My Hero Academia chapter 356 regarding the enemy. Last we left off, All For One took a pretty big hit from Hawks through the combined efforts of himself, Jiro, and Tokoyami, all at once trying to fight him, causing his quirks to kind of like rebel against him as far as we knew.
As far as we know.
As far as we know. We'll learn more about that later. I forgot Jiro lost one of her ears in this battle, which is pretty crazy. She's a young child, and she's already lost her ear in battle.
And she's still going tough.
Yeah, she's going.
She don't feel that.
So she takes off her jacket and wraps it around Tokoyami, I guess to give him some more shade to a degree so he could power up Dark Shadow. And
right around his fist and arm.
Very cool. She jumps off and she says, "Here's your big chance. I'll catch up with you later." And already, just such a fucking dope moment. Tokoyami goes gear third, and he does Abyssal Black Body Ragnarok, big shadowy fist right into All For One's fucking face, breaking his life support mask. In two great panels, honestly, so fucking cool. Loved this moment. All For One is like, my cool edge mask.
No. Yo, Tokoyami fucking snapped that nigga, man.
Yo,
that was cool.
Yeah, very cool. So, yeah, Hawks comes in for the kill. He takes his big feather sword. All For One is thinking to himself, like, I needed to dodge that attack at all costs, yet my awareness was delayed. And he basically explains to us that, like, because he's in a significantly weaker body now, his quirks don't respect him anymore. They're like, fuck you, dude. We're going to stop you now. And they've cast a rebellion. So yeah, he's just like fighting against his own quirks at this point. Meanwhile, Hawks comes in for the kill, but then he gets like an image of just All For One being gross and eating somebody.
And eating people.
Yeah.
Eating other people.
Yeah, just setting everything to flame and killing everyone. And
he's setting his quirk straight. That's what he got an image of him.
That's what it is. Wow, I was confused. I was like, is he having a memory right now? What is this? But yeah, he is telling his quirks to sit the fuck down and obey him.
If he ever looked like a lima bean, this was the moment.
Yeah, this is...
Yes, that was exactly what went through my mind as I looked at that picture. Like, wow, this is legit. Like I said before, like the lima bean from Jimmy Neutron eating people.
Yeah.
This is fucking horrifying.
Yeah, he went full lima bean.
I was too.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, to be faced with that face. Ugh.
What?
Is this Slenderman? Is this what Slenderman does? Dude, nobody's going full lima bean.
Speaking of Slenderman.
Yeah, he does a whole dumb explosion. He does his like tendril explosion thing to catch his individual pieces of his mask. That's why he did all that, to like not only push everybody away, but also capture the little individual shards of his life. What was? Oh, damn! Why was life preserving mask? Life support. Thank you. Life support mask, and pull it together. And as in the middle of doing that, that's when All Might pulls up. Where not All Might, Endeavor pulls up.
Oh, but you felt that.
Oh, yeah, I felt that energy.
That meant something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to address that later.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, we get this misleading shot where it looks like Hawks like got in the way of Tokoyami, like trying to take all the brunt of it. But yeah, it is Endeavor. He pulls up. He gets his arm like really fucked up in that mode, but he fights through it still. And he just forges onward. We get to
with his right arm skewered.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely lost his arm. It shows in that panel.
No, he has two arms still. You'll see.
No.
Oh wait, does he make a fire
panel? He literally like in that same panel, in that same page, it gets ripped off. You see?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was confused because he punches with that arm, but I guess he makes a whole firearm, which is pretty cool. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. Yeah, we cut over to kind of the inside of Endeavor's mind at this moment. It's his younger self just like talking about how his position, his atonement, his mistakes, responsibility, there's all of it has only exposed one weakness that was always there. And it was basically his inferiority complex. And it comes back to watching his father die attempting to save a girl. It's unclear whether he was a hero or not, but yeah, his father died. And he thought back on his envy of Superman, true Superman, and his inferiority complex, and he tried to like apply himself. He called himself Endeavor as a symbol of how he wanted to make it on his own merits and his hard work. But no matter what, he would always just feel lesser than, and it would like really just eat at him as a person until it turned him into, the abusive fuck he turned out to be for a while. But he chokes this like inner visage of himself, I guess, trying to do away, like as a symbol of doing away with that old version of himself that was just so envious and so messed up. And then we cut to the outside world, it looks like, and as he's loading up a fire punch, I guess he does like replace the arm that he just lost with just pure fire.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
That's what I was saying. I thought he kept his arm.
Yeah, he definitely used this quirk to create a flame fist, which is fucking crazy.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He hit him with a falcon punch.
God,
oh my god.
Look at that fucking face, man.
What a good time to have a falcon punch drop, huh? Damn. Anyway. Lesson learned. Next episode, I'm getting a falcon punch drop. I will not be caught off guard again. But yeah, he smacks All For One with this fucking fire fist, scorching him alive. And Endeavor says to him, "Dogged? Yeah, I sure am, which is why as long as I live, I'll never take solace in a job well done. Putting an end to this fight is my duty." And we get this cool panel of him looking fucked up but still ready to fight. Very, very cool. And that's where the chapter ends. So let's get into it. Josh, what did you think about this chapter?
This is my RGC, and it was really tough.
It was also mine.
Okay.
Brian?
Yeah, it was mine. It was mine too, man.
Yeah, it's a unified, really good chapter of the week.
Unified RGC. Unified RGC. Unified RGC.
Nice.
Oh.
You guys mind if I go first on the recap of this one?
Sure.
Look at him. Brian's running a victory lap right now.
Best chapter of My Hero in a very long time. Like, it's been a while since I've had since My Hero has had a chapter like this. It was such a well-balanced chapter. You got to see so many people do their thing. Like, you had Hawks coming in and being like the veteran. You had the youngsters coming in and doing some shit. But of course, my Endeavor bias speaks up, and it always takes over in the end. And him having this moment, of kind of realization and trying to overcome his own insecurities and flaws, and everything is kind of coming to fruition where it's like, oh fuck, this is what it really means to be the number one. This is what it really means to be a person who can who has to rely on themselves to push forward, and you have to throw your body on the line. And Endeavor always does that. Don't get me wrong, but this moment just hits differently, just because this is where it all fucking counts. This is where it all really fucking matters. And he usually always pulls up. He always shows up when it matters. If you really think about it, this guy never This guy never really shies away from a fight. He never really, no matter how bad things are, he will push through to the end. He almost fucking lost an eye fighting the fucking Flying Nomu. He was the first dude to fucking square up with Shigaraki. Like, this guy doesn't run away from a fight. And him showing up again here, despite being so fucking internally conflicted, is really fucking huge. And he's making a case for redemption, but I wouldn't say he's 100% there. I don't know if he'll 100% ever be redeemed. And that's something he kind of has to live with. But what he can do is this. Literally do everything he can to always kind of, try to push to be a better person. Or try to be a better hero than the people before him, And this chapter was really beautiful, the way that it was portrayed and drawn too. Like the emotion on his face when he goes to punch All For One. I honestly have not seen a panel like that in a while, like with that much expression and meaning behind that attack. Like I can't name a manga that draws like that, It was such a beautiful fucking moment with that art. And Horikoshi really fucking outdid himself with that. Like, you can't, like, he takes the storylines that nobody would ever fucking do, and he runs with it. And it's, like, you just can't fault him for it. Like, this guy is so incredible with his art. Like, you can't. Like, he's just one of the best in the business when it comes to it. And I'm glad that he's still, like, on a steady incline. He hasn't gone down since this war arc started, which is really good. I want him to keep this shit up. Like, keep going, brother. You got this, man. You could pull this arc off. Just keep this quality up right now. So, that's all I got.
Nice. Josh.
Okay, yeah, well said. So I don't have any rebuttals, I guess, to what you were saying, but there's something that came across my mind as I was reading this, and I think I really enjoyed this series at first because I thought it was gonna have like. Sorry, guys. I'm waiting for you guys to pass by. Yeah, man. I thought it was gonna have a vibe, like it was gonna be kind of like paying homage to American comics, and I think I kind of lost sight of that, like along the way. And this chapter just really brought me back to that, and it kind of made me reflect on just how the series has been so far, and like how Horikoshi's been delivering, information, how he's been displaying like these fights. It is in very American comic X, where it's like this conversation and flashy moves. You know what I'm saying? And manga's like that too. Don't get me wrong. It's just that it's the depth of the conversation, I guess. I don't know. I suppose you could say that for a lot of different manga series, but I think in the way it's the combination of the art with his style of writing that just, you can see that the hype moments he's going for are the same kind of like dynamic like pictures you'd see like in a comic, how they jump out of the panels and stuff. Like let's look at let's go to page, if you guys are following along,
yeah.
Right? Page 7 and 6. And if you guys are just listening, I'll try to explain it. There's a close up after All For One expands his weirdo tentacles out to get the pieces of his mask and brings it back together to form it in. Like the close up of it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. After him doing this crazy feat, that reminded me of some Magneto shit.
Yeah.
Like him reconstructing his helmet back together or something, and then a close up of how deadly. Like it's what Horikoshi chooses to emphasize. And it carries, it really carries in like the story. Mm-hmm. It like his art does such like heavy lifting, and I feel like you Me personally, I had to accept that and
Mhm.
enjoy it. I mean, in the next page with Endeavor Black and everything, look how his fist kind of like it doesn't quite jump out, but it's a mess of everything going on. But you see the fist solid breaking through as he's getting hurt like that. That was well displayed.
Mhm.
What else can I say, man? It carries the emotion over. And even this mini backstory of Endeavor, I thought was kind of deep. I mean, we know he was a very flawed man for like, kind of obvious reasons like his inferiority complex and his abusiveness. But I thought it was still really cool that I was able to see like a new perspective of him by, them showing how his father died and how he internalized that into being a hero. It was just, I don't think there was anything profound learned there that we don't already know. But I thought it was a nice touch in between the emotional moment.
Mhm.
Incredibly well done. Even more impressive that he beat out One Piece on the send-off hype chapter.
Yeah.
I mean, and then the last thing I'll say, this final panel, him blowing up, or we don't even see how he looks. Like the last we see of him is that he's this little speck, like in a crisp. It doesn't matter, man. He left his mark, bro.
Mhm.
I don't care if it's back up. I know he's hurt.
Yeah.
That's enough for me. And I'm not saying Endeavor is 100% redeemed or anything like that, but man, he's trying hard and I respect it.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think, Chris?
Wowie. Obviously,
Right.
lots of stuff to talk about. I mean, I agree with Brian. This is probably the best My Hero chapter in a while, and there've been some good ones lately. It's for this war being what it is, there's some really good stuff happening in it, and this is probably the best one. I didn't really expect it, to be honest. But yeah, everything's just like on full force, and this is like kind of Horikoshi, just kind of at his peak. This is the first time where I felt like, hey, this is like classic My Hero. Like going into just kind of like the depth of the character and really just trying to like analyze what they're doing, who they are, and just like bringing it to the fight and all that stuff. So I love that for this, and it's especially for Endeavor, who is just like such an interesting character going for a long time. Just because his arc is probably one of the more fascinating, if not the most fascinating in My Hero. Really, it's the most complex arc, I think, and I think it's not necessarily about him being redeemed, because I don't know how much you can be redeemed with the things that he's done, with his family and all that stuff. But it's just a guy who's trying to do the best he can to be a better person going forward. You can't change the past. It only matters what you're doing now, and I think that's what this. If there's any redemption for Endeavor, he's always been trying to push forward, and trying to make active changes.
Right.
Which he's definitely trying to do, as you see inside of his mind, him conflicting with his inner demons. And I think there's a very interesting emphasis on his inner self telling him that he'll never be a superhero, because when you think about his origin with his dad tried to save somebody, and in Endeavor's eyes, he wasn't good enough to cut it. He wasn't good enough to survive and save the girl. So that's where his inferiority complex is. It's just, he just wasn't good enough. I'm not good enough either. Given All Might, I'll just never reach that height. I think that's very like deep and complex. I wish they were like, as much as I do love this, I wish they had like expanded on it a little bit. But I get you're in the heat of battle, you can't really do that. You get enough information to kind of like extrapolate what you need. So I appreciated that on that front. And the artistic, this chapter might have sealed it for me. Horikoshi might be has taken the torch from Bleach being like best artist in Jump right now, in my opinion. Art is subjective, and I love every artist in Jump. Don't get
as far as on a weekly basis.
Yeah, but you
like
see what,
man, basically.
Yeah, you see what he's given. There's like so much detail. There's like this shading shit it's hard. What they do here, it's they have to paste all of those little shades on, and they have to cut it, like to a perfect like angles and all that stuff to get the lighting right. And he does it constantly. It's not fucking easy, and the detail on his pencils and his inks, it's out of this world. So I very much respect him as an artist on that front. This was the best chapter of My Hero in a long time, and I'm hoping also that it continues on its growth. I love this. I love it so much. RGC all the way around. So
yeah, well said, Chris. I mean, sure. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's a far cry from us being like it's moving too fast, blah blah blah. But
yeah, it was balanced very well. I already know what it is. Like, I'm not gonna act like that's still not, it doesn't still kind of bug me, because you're right. It would have been nice for certain things to be expanded on, but it is what it is. It was a nice little slice in between, like, the heat of the moment, which I think, like we all agree, I believe, was executed incredibly well.
Yeah, I'll say this. I think like there are moments where these are things that Horikoshi had planned for a long time, so you can tell when he's enthusiastic about something and, when he has to move forward. And this is one of those things where he had it in his head for a long time. And he was like, yeah, this is the moment. I'm very excited about it. But yeah, super excited. You guys have any rebuttals? No?
Yeah, it's not about redemption. It's about trying to move forward and be a better person every day. Mm-hmm. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, and that's the more you know.
You can't control how other people feel. You just gotta try the best you can.
Yeah.
If you do care.
Yeah, 1% better every day. Every day, folks.
Right. Motto here.
Yeah.